Sage Wanderer here, and welcome to the sheep pen. Bah! No goats allowed. I want to talk to you about the Battle of Armageddon. Don't. I'm talking about the final battle between good and evil. Now, I don't want to get into a lot of end time prophecy and try to unravel what happens in what timeline and in what order. I just know that if we are at the end of time, if we are the generation who will see this whole thing wrap up, if we are to be the front row witnesses, then we were chosen for this time. That God could have incarnated any souls for this era, but He chose us for a reason. What I'm trying to say is, if you are here and you are present, and this is in fact what we think it is, if this is in fact the end times, if this is in fact the beginning of the tribulation period, and you know that I don't believe in a secret rapture. I believe that we will have to endure this. And I won't get into all of that. If you want to believe that, that's up to you. But what I believe is that we are placed here for a purpose in this very special time. We have been chosen since the foundation of earth. This generation has been chosen by God and incarnated in this time to be a part of, not just witness to, but a part of this end time struggle. That each and every one of us was brought here for a purpose. If you're hearing my voice, if you are here present right now at this time in history, then it is because you were selected to be here at this point in history, and that you have a very special purpose. God will reveal this purpose to you, but at the very least, I think He chose us because we are strong. Because we will be facing things that other humans have not faced. And you could say, well, it was harder at this point in history or harder at that point in history. But in reality, nothing in history has ever compared to where we are right now. Never before has the technology existed to suppress information and to promote false information like it does now. Never in history has any government or entity on a global scale been able to control information in a way to basically define what is right and what is wrong, what is truth and what is fallacy. The truth is whatever they tell you the truth is. The ability to prevent people from buying and selling en masse, to economically isolate the entire population if they need to, the ability to control and manipulate who gets what when, has never been present in history. The technology that we now possess to be able to silence this group or to promote this group, the technology that allows us to control commerce and say that these people can buy and sell but these people are excluded, has never existed in the history of the earth. In times past, if you were under oppression, you could just escape. You could just go to another country, get out of Dodge, right? Get the heck out of Dodge. The problem is with the global economy, with the global government, with global corporations, with the global credit score, it's really hard to get away from any of that. There is no place to run to and there's no place to hide. You are in the New World Order already. They control, the powers that be, the dark side in many cases. They control huge sections of our government, huge sections of our economy, the credit bureaus, the banking system, the entertainment system, the news, honestly, they can rewrite history today with the internet. They can just erase what happened, sell you a new narrative, and demand that everyone, toe the line and accept that. And if you say anything different, you're out. I won't even talk about some of the crazy scenes I've seen in a big civil suit that's going on right now, where it's just crazy the amount of power that a judge possesses, right? And so these people have an absolute ability to control society. And so, because of this, we're in a situation here as this end time generation that no other generation has been involved in before. We've never faced anything like this. But God saw it coming. God chose to incarnate this group of souls right now at this point in history for a reason. If you are hearing my voice, you were chosen by God to not just witness, but participate in the Battle of Armageddon, the final battle of good versus evil. We may be hunted. We may be targeted. We may be pursued. This is all part of it. But know this, we are also going to be given supernatural powers and abilities, that we could be entering into a period where movies like the X-Men start to look like a possibility. That there are, I believe there's going to be a rising supernatural superheroes, people who have gifts from God that manifest for this time period. Signs and wonders. I've been talking about signs and wonders and miracles. I've been pushing you in recent weeks to open up your mind to the concept that we battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers of wickedness in high places. That this end time battle is going to be fought on a physical realm by a portion of humans, but it's also going to be fought on a supernatural realm, in a supernatural way, by supernatural warriors, in a supernatural battlefield. Honestly, I could argue that every war has a supernatural element to it. That one could say, well, it's this group or this group of military men or this group of strategists who made the war tip one way or the other. But I can tell you, I personally believe this, and it's always been the case, that the prayer warriors tip the scales in favor of the godly. That when we have God's ear, when we have his people working together, joined together, putting their, I talked about in previous videos how your soul is a battery, and how that the dark side wants to tap into your battery and tap into your negative emotions. But likewise, on the flip side of that, when you are signed on to the army of light, when you are working towards winning this battle against the dark side, you tap in, your battery can be tapped into and utilized for the power of good. That we can collectively join together through prayer, through connection, to create a supernatural force field, a supernatural power and ability to change history. A lot of people don't know about the kingdom of Byzantium. Nowadays, it's Istanbul. This was originally the city founded by Constantine, the city of Constantinople, in an empire that lasted for 1,000 years, a Christian empire that lasted nearly 1,000 years. And a huge part of every battle, when they defended themselves for 1,000 years against all comers and all invaders, and they were able to maintain 1,000-year kingdom, known as the Byzantium Empire, a Christian kingdom. They, in every single battle, all of the weapons were blessed by the priests. The priests picked up banners that had sayings on them about the greatness of God, and how that we are going to overcome our enemies through the power of God. And they would proceed ahead of the armies and wave these banners. And there was a lot of, I've been using this word a lot, but it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a ritual. It's ritualistic. That there's a lot of ritualistic power that gets utilized during these confrontations between good and evil. When you're involved in a battle against an evil enemy, there are ritualistic, supernatural rituals that you can engage in to bring more power and energy to your side. And when we join together in these group rituals, for lack of a better term, when we join together in prayer, when we join together and are of one mind and one goal and one spirit, then we can bolster our defenses. We can empower our cause. You understand? It's this kind of understanding that the battle is not just fought on the battlefield, but it's fought in the churches and the prayer closets. It's fought in your thought life. It's fought in your own morale, your own, not morality, but morale, your own. Are you going to give in to despair? Or are you going to tap into light and positivity? And if you're here at this critical point in history, at this place that we call the end times, where at some point here in the future, an angel's going to put one foot on the land and one foot on the sea, and time will be no more. When we are here at the literal end times, the end of time, if you are here, you were chosen by God to be here. Let me say that one more time. If you are here, you were chosen by God to be here in this time, in this place, for a reason. That it is up to us to fight the final battle of Armageddon. It is up to us to stand up with God, with Jesus and the angels and the heavenly army, the heavenly host. That there's going to be a period of time where it's just us to a great degree. That Jesus and the angels are going to intervene when it seems like all has been lost, when it seems like we've done all to stand and we're going down with the ship anyway. Then that's when the cavalry will be, not the cavalry, the cavalry will come in, at the last minute. This is what we know about the way this game is played, about the way this is going to roll out. And, the devil is having absolute spastic fits because he knows he has but a short time. He's trying to get the most done in the least amount of time. And he's trying to he's trying to do as much damage as he can before the cavalry gets here. We're like defenders of the faith. We're defenders of the Bible. We're defenders of our right to believe how we want to believe, our right to embrace the light and to denounce groupthink and to be individuals. Freedom, the freedom to believe however we like. We're going to have to fight for that freedom. We're going to have to stand up, as we already have been, against oppression, against the spirit of control, against forces that want to repress our First Amendment in this country and our First Amendment around the globe, or flat earth, whatever. I want to encourage each and every one of you to embrace the light in a way you never have, and to understand that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. Your very presence at this pivotal time in the history of this world tells me that you were chosen for your strength, for your abilities, for your intuitiveness, for your gift, for your giftings. That you're not here by accident. And if it seems like you're one of the ones that are targeted, and if it seems like the enemy is always on your tail, if it seems like it's almost like you're always under a curse, you're being pursued by the enemy, it's probably because you are so very important. You are so special. He's trying to undo us before the fight even gets going. We are involved in an end time struggle. We are being called up for this time in this situation, to be here in this circumstance. Each one of you will face a hero moment before your life is up. You all will get a chance to do your part for the kingdom. You just have to be willing. You have to understand where you are in history and why you are here. And you're going to do this by following closely and pushing in close to God, really establishing that connection with the divine. Part of that is understanding and knowing who you are in God. I've been trying to tell you, even greater things than He did, you can do. Each and every one of you has the ability to work miracles, and we're going to need each and every one of you to get us through what is coming. I could sit here and scare you with what's coming. Let me just put it this way. Everybody's had it easy up till now. You can see it right around the corner. You can see the truckloads and trailers backed up around miles backed up for miles at these auction sales in Texas, where these Texans are selling out of their beef cows because they can't afford to feed them into the fall and winter because of the drought. These food plants that have been burnt down, the lack of grain that got planted in the breadbasket of Russia and Ukraine this summer. That all this is leading up to famine, war, pestilence. I said I wasn't going to scare you with the negative stuff. But when evil rises up, God will rise up a standard against it. You are that standard that God is rising up against the enemy. That as the enemy grows in power, so shall we grow to answer the threat. You have been called. It's time to answer the call. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with your spirit, man. Get activated. We are in an end time struggle. It has just begun. It is time for you to answer the call. And know that if you're here right now and you're hearing my voice, it's because you were chosen to be here. And you will have the strength to overcome one way or the other, or you wouldn't have been put here. I need your support. I need your prayers. I will confess that this message today met interference from the dark side. I have battled against the enemy all day long. Sometimes my sermons pop right out in the first try, and sometimes I struggle into the night to deliver a sermon that should have been done this morning. Today's one of those days. I know that since I started talking about supernatural power, signs and wonders, doing battle against the enemy recently, as I amped that up, I felt the oppression, demonic oppression come against me. So I covet your prayers. I need this collective prayer, this battery of power to be linked up. All of you consider yourself like a battery. When we all hook together, we're going to put together quite a zapper, okay? Quite a energy force to be reckoned with, a stun gun in the spirit realm. But I do need your help. I need you to plug in, because I am under attack. I know the feeling of witchcraft and curses. And yes, our side is more powerful, but without your help, I'm also outnumbered. And I got a lot of angels, but there's a lot of them, and a lot of them listening, and a lot of them spreading the word about what we're trying to do here. So I need you all praying against that and praying for me. I need your financial assistance so that I don't have to worry about money and my bills are paid. And I can spend all day fighting the devil like I did today. And it's kind of what I do almost every day. This has been a fight for me for some time. Join the fight. Join the fight. Support this channel financially with your prayers, with sharing these videos. Think about starting this home church program up. I'm telling you, we have to put a network together of like believers, like-minded believers, so that we can lean on each other through these hard times. And I know that God is going to supernaturally put this together, but it's going to take willing participants who are willing to make friends with people they don't know, so they can establish connections that will sustain us through this end time struggle. That there will come a time when the only food you can get will be on the black market. Do you have a black market? We need to establish a Christian black market of trading. We need to form the underground church, just like I've talked about in previous videos, because we are in Rome 2.0, and the oppression that we are about to undergo is going to be equal to or greater than the oppression of the early church. It will be greater than, because the technology will make it harder to escape, and everyone will be faced with the choice. They will have to declare today, whom shall you serve? For me and my house, as for us, we shall serve the Lord. So it is time for the children of God to arise. It is time for the children of God to be revealed, the end time children of God. The Bible tells us in Romans 8, I believe it's 19, that for earnest expectation of the creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of God. That even creation, even the animals, are tensed up and ready for what's about to happen. The revealing of the sons of God. The final division between good and evil. The battle of Armageddon. The stand. So in that evil day you can stand. I should do a study on the whole armor of God. That's been mistaught, but it's very, very great imagery, and it's because it's never been more relevant than it is right now. It's time to armor up, because we are going into spiritual battle. The end times is upon us. Make your donations to the PayPal in the description, or to my P.O. Box. If you'd like to write a letter to me at the P.O. Box, that's in the description, along with an email address as well. I covet your prayers, and send your prayers my way, so that I can continue to spread the word. And I'm going to leave with you a very powerful prayer. I ask that the Lord surround you. I declare that the Lord will surround you in his ring of fire and hedge of thorns of protection. I pray that he sends mighty angels of sufficient rank, authority, and number to rout the enemy from your midst and drive them away from you. And may the Lord surround you and envelop you in his peace. That's a prayer you can say for others and for yourself. It's a powerful prayer. It's a ritual. It means something. It releases angels into your situation. So I pray that for everyone that is within the sound of my voice. And if you're here in this generation, you've been chosen for a purpose. We'll see you next time on the sheep pen, where no goats are allowed. Bye!